Hello, dear friends. I hope y'all are doing good this Saturday. I've got to go do a cleaning job, and I thought I'd just share a little bit before I got going. This is just going to be totally real, raw, and honest. I'm not happy about it. It's just the truth. It's something that I've struggled with, still from time to time do struggle with, and would like to share in case it could help anybody. And to share with you some of the things the Lord has shown me to help me through this struggle with pride. That's a big one. And for so long in my walk along with the Lord didn't start to yet show me anything about the pride in my heart. You know, I had to come to that place, and the Lord may not have shown you yet about pride, arrogance, self-righteousness, self-exalting, self-anything. He may not have yet, so this may not be for you. But for anybody that has wrestled with this, I hope it could help. Let me just try to be quick. When I first started recording these videos and sharing them publicly, well, I first started recording them because my hands hurt too bad to write in my journal anymore, and I'd always done that. And then it came to me to share publicly. Boy, did the Lord had to teach me a lot about this, and He had prepared me and taught me a lot before I ever shared publicly, for a reason, to keep me safe from pride. I remember one time the Lord posing a question to me. It just came in my mind. I sat on my porch one day, and He said, "Misty, would it matter to you if one person came and listened to what you share, or 50 people came and listened to what you share? Would it make any difference in your heart?" And I answered, I said, "I don't even know. You know my heart, Lord. I don't know." And so that is why I share, for that one person, that might come, that the things I share might help, you know. But when you've got anybody listening to you, anybody looking to you, you're setting an example to the brethren. We have to be so careful. Let me say this, too. When I really started struggling with the Lord showing me things that were going on in my heart, when I first started sharing these videos, and as some people came, and I hope everybody hears what I'm trying to say here, people would leave really nice comments, saying really nice things to me, about me. They may have been doing that in innocence and kindness and appreciation and really praising the Lord for something. But the human nature that tries to rear its ugly head in us wanted to feel, I'm just sharing with you, what's been going on behind closed doors in my mind over these years that I've struggled with. That's what I'm trying to share. This thing about feeling like a special somebody. Having this, realizing the human nature that wants to be patted on the back, wants to be appreciated, wants to hear those nice words about them, wants to be validated by people. All those things I've wrestled with. And like I said, it comes up from time to time. That's the bus right there that went by, that comes through, the little bus here at the bus stop. But anyway, those things come up. And one of the things, now this may not just be about comments on a YouTube channel, in real life, you know, when you do a good deed, That's why the Lord wants us to be careful to do the good deed as anonymously and behind closed doors as possible, behind the scenes. Because that recognition we can get from people can puff us up with pride and arrogance. And we do not want to have that. All right? We are jars of clay. We are vessels, that should be pure and holy for the Lord to work through and use. Less and less of me, more and more of Him. And so, yeah, even about good deeds, giving, helping, what you're praying even, do it as much as possible behind the scenes when nobody knows about it. The Lord knows about it. It keeps us safe from pride, or, oh, Misty, you're such a good person, or, oh, Misty, you're always so kind and do so good. Real kind and sweet things that have been said to me over time. The Lord has had to show me how to deal with that, to keep me from becoming puffed up, full of arrogance, full of pride, admiring my own self with whatever understanding the Lord might have blessed me with, or insight, or anything like that. Being careful not to internalize it and think it's about me. I hope that makes sense what I'm sharing. It may not be for everybody. One of the things the Lord showed me was, He said, Misty, as far as these comments, and which I really appreciate, He's like, yeah, read the comment, listen to what people say. Appreciate it, be thankful for it, but real quick, just as quick as possible, forget about it. Just forget about it. Don't keep reading it or studying on it. Don't keep mulling over in your mind those kind words or compliments or whatever that might have come to you. Forget about it. He let me know that in order to keep me safe from pride, arrogance, self-exaltation, thinking that any good thing coming from me was from me, and just forget about it, quick as possible. Couple of scriptures. Also, I was in my laundry room one day. I'm thinking of another thing the Lord showed me. And I was folding clothes, and this thought came in my mind. Men are tested by praise. We have to be very careful with it. So, 1 Corinthians 3, is this 7, y'all? The one who plants is nothing, and the one who waters is nothing. It is the Lord who gives the increase. We should be thankful that the Lord we could see Him working through us. That is wonderful. That the Lord would do that. If He's doing that, He's planned to do it before time began. He's chosen you to do that. Just like He chose Pharaoh, that we might think so bad in the enemy. He chose Pharaoh, hardened his heart, that His glory and power might be revealed in that time through Pharaoh. There's a scripture that says, even the wicked. It'll say, the Lord has created even the wicked for the day of evil. You see, His plans and His purposes are far above what we can see and imagine. I know I'm jumping around now. So, let's see. What else did I want to share about this? About being safe from pride. 1 Corinthians 2:5 says our faith isn't to rest on human wisdom, but on God's power. 2 Corinthians 12, did I just read that? 9, I think. We are jars of clay, I'm paraphrasing it. The Lord had told Paul, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. And Paul said, therefore, if I'm going to boast, I'm going to boast about my weakness. You know? Like I shared the other day, when I know I'm supposed to pray for my enemy, but I can't. It's boasting about my weakness. That I do not have it in me to do what is required. That it takes the Lord working through me to accomplish His will, to fulfill His word, and all these kind of things, so that no glory, praise, honor, credit falls on me. We don't want that. That'll trip us up. You know, that'll trip us up. It'll keep us from being humble. You know, it keeps us from being lowly in mind and spirit. So, you know, that right there, the Lord, so many times I have shared, and still, when I am in some of my biggest struggles, when I'm my weakest, when I feel the less worthy, when I feel so down about myself, when I might be struggling with something and I feel like I'm just never going to be who I want to be with the Lord. When you're weak in those times, His power is perfected. Keep calling and seeking for Him, that you would see His power working through you. His strength, not your own. He's teaching us that, look, you cannot do this in of your own goodness or strength or will. You can't. It's Him working through a person to accomplish good things and to do right and to be humble and being peaceable with all men. This is the work of the Lord through a person. No person deserves to be exalted for that. You know what I mean? So, that's just a little bit what I wanted to share, because it's been coming back on my mind. It can be tricky, especially those thoughts and things that tell us, you know, you're better than that person. Look what that person's doing. You know, you're better than they are. The Bible tells us to exalt others above our own self. Consider them to be better than our own self. Well, the Lord gives us plenty of opportunity to practice that, don't He? You might be living with an unbeliever. You might deal with and work among and interact with a lot of times people that you might be tempted to think, I'm better than them as far as it goes with the Lord. He has a lot to teach us in this area. Ask Him about it if you hadn't already. What is it you want to teach me through you having me to deal with this person that seems like when I'm around this person or think about this person or interact with them, it just brings out the worst in me? Well, it ain't that person that's bringing out the worst in you. It's that person that's pushing on you, and out of the overflow of your own heart, you will speak. And out as your own mind thinks, so you are. It's not that person, you know, causing you to act in that way or feel that way or be that way. The Lord's trying to, these things are serving us to show us what areas the Lord still wants to work on with us, whether it be anger, pride, any of these things. There's so much work to be done still in all of us. And I just wanted to put that out there. I've been wrestling with it. To be careful of pride and thinking yourself better than anybody else. You know, as kind of frightening as it has been at times, I've asked the Lord, please keep me from pride. You know, and keep me humble, Lord. Give me the gift of that. Don't be surprised when you start asking for these wonderful gifts that all of a sudden everything seems opposite from what you're asking for. You know, if you ask that you'd be more gentle, Don't be surprised if circumstances and people come up that's going to push on you and show you how much work still needs to be done in you in this area. That's all right. The Lord has the power to change and do and work. In your weakness, His power is made perfect. So that, nobody is going to, their faith is not going to rest on a particular man or think one man's better than the other. But that we realize that all these good things that we see coming out of people, hear coming out of people, are coming from the Lord, you know? And so we can keep our eyes on Him that way and not think about what good things might be coming out of us. I've had to do that. So I hope that might help somebody to think about. I love y'all, and take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.